सर ऑडिओ येत नाही सर. सर ऑडिओ येत नाही.
Is visible?
Yes, sir.
Screen visible आहे का? Hello. Is it audible?
sir.
Anybody? Can you reply, please? Vinayak Bore.
Yes, sir.
Screen is visible? Vinayak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have finished the first unit, which was very small unit, and we'll go for the next chapter, that is called unit number 2, that is called analog instruments. See, the majority of this chapter we are going to discuss about the analog instruments only. Analog instruments are also called as indicating instruments. We are going to call it. The pointer which is going to indicate the pin or pointer which is going to indicate the pre-defined scale is there, the scale. Example, the old clock is there, whatever the analog watches, clocks, all those are analog only. So some people they are running now. Let me get them out. No. The main objective of this chapter is make you people to understand the construction and operation of different measuring instruments here. Actually, the electrical measurements, the word came. Normally, what parameters we are going to measure in the electrical? Voltage, current, power, energy. These are the things only we are going to resistance, inductance, capacitance. Yes, we are going to measure that one. So you have to understand the construction and operation of different measuring instruments. Example, voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeter. Okay, these instruments you have to do that one. Second objective is to make you people to analyze the operation and performance parameter of different measuring instruments. इसका equation क्या है? What is the formula? What is the torque equation? Okay, this all the things. So to increase the rating of any instrument, what we have to do, which connection we have to do, we have to do in the series or we have to do in the send parallel combination of that one. All the things you have to understand here. So you have to analyze. First you have to understand, next you have to start the analyze. This is the main objective of this chapter here. After completing this chapter, you can analyze the various parameters and you can draw the anywhere the into and all the things. Suppose anywhere you want to give the further higher education, you go, you want to give the presentation, and that time they can ask you people to draw the construction working of dynamometers, PMMC, PMMI, like that. They can ask anything. So after studying this chapter, you can draw the construction diagram, working diagram of the different instruments, and you can also analyze the various parameters of different measuring instruments. Moving iron instruments are there, attraction type is there, repulsion type is there, single phase electrodynamometer is there, frequency meter is there, power factor meter is there, voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeter, energy meter. Okay, this all the you can do the analysis of these all meters over there here after studying this chapter. This is the syllabus of the second unit. Screen is visible. Which slide is visible? Can you tell anyone?
Syllabus.
Okay, just a minute. Power madam. chapter number 16. Okay, so the syllabus of this chapter is analog instruments. We have taken the heading, but actually the name of this, actually after seeing the syllabus, can tell that one. Measuring instruments also you can tell that one. Instead of analog, we cannot concentrate, or little majority of the concentration of this chapter is analog instruments only. But we can say that measuring instruments, we can call that one, first one. Second one, based on that, we have to discuss classifications of instruments. The measuring instruments are classified, mainly classified into how many types we are going to discuss in that one. In that one, the first one will come absolute instrument and secondary instrument. The instrument absolute instruments, we are going to measure the parameter in the meter analysis or meter parameters. Okay, exactly what we want, we'll not get that one. Later, based on that, we have to calculate, we have to do the analysis and all the things. That is called absolute instruments, we are going to call. The secondary instruments are called directly. Suppose voltage is required, by using voltmeter, we can measure the voltage. Current is required, we can measure the current here. Now, like that, direct secondary instruments we are going to call that. Absolute instrument and secondary instrument. These secondary instruments are again classified here now. Again classified into two types, that are not two types, three types actually. So the types of secondary instruments we are going to discuss in that one. So once the types came, means that is indicating the instrument which is going to indicate the value, that is called indicating instruments, which the instrument which is going to record that one, that is called recording. And analog and instrument indicating, both are same only, because analog instruments also it is going to indicate the value, and digital value is nothing but it is going to display only. This one just it will display, but recording instruments, it is going to record here now. And some integrating is there, integrating devices which is vary with the time, that is different instruments we are going to call that way. So indicating instruments are called as, also called as analog instruments, we are going to call that. So for that reason, the chapter name is analog instruments. So we are going to concentrate much on this indicating instruments only. We are going to concentrate more on this indicating instrument. This is the indicating instruments. So once the indicating instruments means, what is the essential for that indicating instruments, we have to discuss. What is the requirement for that indicating instruments? To indicate means the pointer should have to move from one place to another place. After giving the supply, it should have to come back. So in between, it should not fluctuate, that one. So that one, essential of indicating instruments, we are going to study here now. So once this, all the essential we have studied, then we'll go for PMMC, permanent magnet moving coil. I think you have studied all these subjects, all these instruments in your diploma, but some people, they are from the ENTC and CSC students are there. We'll do this one discussion. PMMC means permanent magnet moving coil. In between two magnetic field, but two permanent magnets we are going to keep over there. In between, we are going to keep the coil. Based on that rotation, we are going to measure the voltage and current here. So that is the instrument name is PMMC, permanent magnet moving coil. Next one, PMMI, or moving iron, also we are going to call that. The permanent magnet moving iron. Here permanent magnet moving coil is there here now. So that is called moving iron instruments we are going to call. These moving iron instruments are also again it is classified into two types. One is attraction type and repulsion type. Again the repulsion type again into classified into two types inside that one. Once we started the explanation, means you can understand that one by one. We are going to discuss that one. Next one, EMMC, we are going to call that one, electrodynamometer. Okay, electrodynamometer here now. This is the instrument 1, 2, 3. These three are the main instruments we are going to study in this chapter. These three only we are going to study here now. Majority of this chapter is this three only. We are going to study about the PMMC. We are going to discuss about the PMMI and electrodynamometer here now. It's all three devices, three instruments. Operating principle we have to know. What its Stark equation we have to discuss. You have to do the derivation, and measurement of AC power and measurement of power in AC and DC circuits. How to measure the power we are going to discuss in the later here. Now it is nothing but three-phase power by using 2 wattmeter method, 3 wattmeter method. That one we are going to consider here now. Next one, cents and multipliers. See, to increase the rating of this PMMC, PMMI and electrodynamometer, we have to use the cents and multipliers here. By connecting the cents, we can increase the current rating. By multipliers, we can increase the voltage rating. By using very small rating instruments, but with extra circuit, that is cents and multipliers, we can increase the range of measuring range. We can instrument range of instrument, we can increase that one here. Now range, we are going to call that one. Extension of ranges, we are going to call that one. Next, to measure the resistance, we are going to use ohm and megger, ohm meter and megger and earth tester here now. See, megger also mega ohm meter we are going to call. Ohm meter means only resistance of measurement of resistance we are going to call. Earth tester is also used for the measurement of resistance only. Earth resistance it is going to measure here now. So these three instruments we are going to discuss for the measurement of resistance here now. Next, single phase and three phase. Here only operating principle of electrodynamometer we are studying here now. But here single phase and three phase electrodynamometer and moving iron type 2 meters are there here for the measurement of power factor here. For the measurement of power factor here now. To measure the power factor, single phase and three phase dynamometer, electrodynamometer we are going to use, and moving iron type 2 instruments we are going to use for the measurement of power factor here now. Next, we can measure the frequency. So frequency meter is there, synchroscope is there. That one we are going to measure the synchroscope means synchronous speed and all the things whatever you have studied. Synchronization method we are going to call that one. So here we are measuring the voltage by using PMMC roll number 2. What is the time? We are going to measure the from PMMC, PMMI and electrodynamometer. We can measure the voltage current. From the power also we can measure power measurement, AC and DC. And cents and multiplier we can increase the range. Ohm meter, megger or tester we are going to measure the resistance. Power factor meter, frequency meter, these are all the things we are going to study in the second unit here. These are all the things we are going to study in the second unit. So this is actually very bigger chapter we are going to call. It will take so much time to complete this chapter here. Almost 10 to 15 okay. We'll start the unit. We'll start this chapter. But one restriction is there. Before starting the chapter only, I will tell you people, interaction will give more knowledge. You have to interact. Voice issue is there? Voice is not clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear है क्या नहीं है?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Clear है, sir.
Clear है ना? See, suppose particular only one student को आ रहा है तो उनका इंटरनेट डाउन है तो उसको आवाज नहीं आता है. That is also problem. Okay, only one person. If all the people you are suffering means you just write in the chat box. I will see and so many replies are there means I can correct that. If only Pooja Kokte.
Yes, sir.
आवाज आ रही है क्या?
हाँ.
So this is the syllabus. We'll start the syllabus with the definition of instruments here now. Instrument is nothing but it is a device which you can determine the magnitude or the value of the quantity to be measured. If anything we want to measure the voltage in your house. So we are going to use one instrument that is called. So instrument, the word is a device actually. Instrument is a device which we can use to determine the magnitude or some value of that quantity which is going to measure that one here now. So the measuring quantity can be, it may be voltage, current, power, energy, power factor, frequency, all the things. So electrical parameters, we can consider that one. So those are the quantities we are going to measure by using a instrument, that is measuring instrument, we are going to call that one. So generally measuring instruments are classified into two types, that is absolute instrument and secondary instruments here now. Mainly the measuring instruments, I am telling that one. Measuring instruments are classified into two types, absolute instrument and secondary instruments here now. See here, this is the absolute instrument. Example, galvanometer, we are going to call that one. The galvanometer we can use for the measurement of the voltage. We can use the measurement for the current also. You can use that one, galvanometer. What is the difference here means the instrument parameter, in the form of instrument parameter only it is going to display. It will not, we cannot say that when it is in the volts, it is in the ampere like that. The instrument parameter, how is that? This is one rotation, two rotation, like that only it is going to give that one. Later we have to convert that one into voltage, means calculation we have to do into voltage, current, like that we have to do. So an absolute instrument determines the magnitude of the quantity to be measured in terms of the instrument parameter. Suppose voltage measure करना है, ये voltage measure volts में नहीं देते हमको, in terms of this instrument parameter only it is going to go. Later we have to convert that one into volts, we have to convert that one here. So this instrument is really used because each time the value of the measuring quantity is vary here. Now it is used each time the value will be changes over there. So we have to calculate the magnitude of the measuring quantity analytically, which is time consuming here now. सब पावर से हमको वैट मीटर यूज करने से ये यूज किया तो इसको बाद में कन्वर्शन करना पड़ेगा ना हमको. So it will calculate analytically, we have to calculate that one there, so it will time consuming. Instead of using this one directly watt meter connection kiye, then it will be directly it is going to display the values over there. So these type of instruments are suitable for laboratory use. Example, tangent galvanometer we are going to use. The only some laboratories, their scientists and all the things they are going to use, they want calculation. Instead of using so many equipments, they don't have the space like that places, they are going to use only this type of instruments over there. The second one, that is called secondary instruments, we are going to call. This instrument determines the value of the quantity to be measured directly. Voltage chahiye, voltmeter, in direct in the form of volts only it is going to give. The current is required, directly it is in the form of amperes, it is going to display the values over there, it is going to indicate that. So this instrument determines the value of the quantity to be measured directly here. Now, directly it is going to give the value, that parameter value it is going to give here. Now, generally these instruments are calibrated by comparing with another standard instrument. हमारे पास एक सपोज वॉच है, वो वॉच को खराब हो गया था, सेल चेंज करने के बाद वो वापस टाइम सेट करना है, तो हमने किसके साथ कंपेयर करके सेट करते टाइम? दूसरे को पूछते ना टाइम क्या हुआ सेट करना है बोल के. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So like that, whatever the measured value, it is correct or not, we are going to calibrate with the standard equipment, standard than this equipment. Calibration means we are going to compare this value and that value here now. So generally, these secondary instruments are calibrated by comparing with another standard secondary instruments. We are going to calibrate that one here. Examples of such instruments are voltmeters are there, ammeters are there, watt meters are there, energy meters are there, power factor meters are there, earth testers are there. So many things are there. Practically the secondary instruments suitable for the measurement. These instruments we are going to use for the measurement purpose only. Now, all the places we are going to use here. So these two are the main types of the measuring instruments. How many types of measuring instruments are there? अभी डिस्कशन किए भूल गए तुम लोग. So these are the two absolute instruments and secondary instruments. So the secondary instruments are classified into again three types here. See here, mainly the measuring instruments are classified into two types, absolute and secondary. Then secondary is again classified into three types based on their function or operations over there. If the instrument is only indicating the particular value or free defined scale, it is going to indicate that one. It is going to indicate, that is called indicating instruments. We are going to call it indicating instrument. If the instrument is going to record that value, that is called recording instruments. We are going to call it. If the integrating means we are going to consider where it is going to store the value with respect to time. So 1 minute को कितना हो गए, 2 minutes को कितना हो गए, 1 hour को कितना है, 2 hours को how much it is, 24 hours how much it is, 15 days, 1 year, 6 months, like that. It is going to compare with respect to time. It is going to give the values here. No, that is called integrating instruments here to call it. So totally the secondary instruments are three types are there: indicating instruments, recording instruments, integrating instruments here. Now one by one we are going to discuss these all the things here. All three instruments we are going to discuss one by one here. Up to here, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So we'll go for the next instrument, that is called indicating instruments. We are going to discuss here now. See here, indicating instruments. The diagram, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Here, I will take the spotlight, just a minute. Okay, see here, this is the free defined scale is there here now. The scale we are going to use here now, and here the pointer is there. The pointer work is to just suppose मैंने 5 ampere current दिए, where the 5 is there, it should have to go over there and it should have to stop over there. It is going to indicate that one. It is going to indicate that value. That's it here. That is called indicating instruments. We are going to call that. The instruments are called indicating. I will be clear nahi hai, so I will see here. If it is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 ampere का एक एमीटर लिया हमने, एक एमीटर लिया. सोचो अभी this is 0 here. Just a minute, अभी नहीं लिया और एक पॉइंट लेता हूँ यहाँ पर. Okay, this is 0. Okay, so the pointer is at this condition is that the pointer. मैंने 2 amperes दिए current. 2 amperes देने के बाद this pointer is there. It should have to move from here to here. Either it is going to show that one. It is going to indicate that here. It should have to indicate that. That is the instrument we are going to call indicating. It is going to indicate to that value. So the instrument uses a dial here. Now dial is nothing but this is only the pointer, whatever this value is, predefined scale is there. This is the dial here. And pointer means this is the pointer we are going to use here. The pointer to determine the value of measuring quantity here now. Just to measure the value of the measuring quantity, it is going to indicate that one. The pointer, whatever this pointer is there here, this one only in the V shape, we are going to point out that one where it should have to show that value here. The pointer indication gives the magnitude of the measuring quantity here. This pointer, it indicates, suppose I will give the arrow mark here now. This is the point, no? This is the point here now. The pointer, it is going to indicate the value of that particular measuring parameter here, measuring quantity here. So these are the measuring instruments. One is positive, one is negative, or phase neutral. Also, you can use each devices. It has two terminals over there. Yeah. It may be 3, 4, 5 terminals are also there. But you should not concentrate on this one. ये कैसे operate करते हो, that is not necessary now. We will discuss later. Only you have to this operation, how here it is going to show the how to get the value here means this pointer, it is going to show somewhere here now. So it is going to give the value particular. It is going to indicate the value. That is called indicating instrument. So we are going to call that one. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next one. Next one is recording instruments. See, in the substations or whatever it may be, you have seen over there. Example, your car also. Your car also, it is going to record, it is going to count that one. All the readings from one place to another place. कितना भी जाओ आप किलोमीटर उधर record होते ना वो मीटर में, speedometer में.
Yes, sir.
What is the rating and all the things like that. In the energy meter, sorry, not energy meter, the where we have to go substations, you go that one. Suppose मेरे को अभी आफ्टरनून 1 PM को कितना वोल्टेज था वो चेक करना है. कैसे चेक करते हैं आप? How you are going to calculate that one? The recording instruments, they are going to record it now. Record. See here, this one already, this whatever the class we are conducting, it is also, it is recording. Yes. To see the after some time, if you have any confusion, it will to clear your doubt and all the things, you can watch this video. Like that, the instruments are there. They are going to display as well as in the background, they are going to record all the parameters over there. All the parameters. For daily, we want to record means for 24 hours, so they are going to record that one. See, 12 morning 6 AM, how much voltage was there? 7 AM, 8 AM, like hourly basis, it is going to count there. It is going to record. Per minute basis also, it is going to record. Per day basis, you can count that one. For 2 days, for weekly, for quarterly, like that also, they are going to record these values here. See, after suppose 6 months, if you want to see the 6 months back, how much voltage was there at this particular timings, you can check that one, the recorded value here. This type of instruments records the magnitude. Uska magnitude value kitna hai utna hi record karte hain. Record the magnitude of the quantity to be measured. How much value was there? It is going to measure continuously over a specified of period of time here. No, specified period of time. Hourly calculation करें तो ये for hour कितना था, ये second hour कितना था, third hour how much was there, that is going to record. It is nothing. It is just going to record here now for a particular period of time. It is going to record. That is called recording instruments. We are going to call here in the meter. You can observe that one. L1 is there, L2, L3, line 1, line 2, line 3. 3 lines are there. For the line 1, 231.8 volt is there. For line 2, 231.4 is there. Line 3, 231.1 is there. So all the voltage, all the 3 line voltage is not same, but whatever the acceptable range, only 231 only is there, all ranges. The voltage is 231 only. So it is going to record for the hourly basis, per second how much was there. So every second it is going to recording here. No, so those type of instruments we are going to call as recording instruments. We are going to call that one. Just a minute. The next one is, that is the last instrument, that is called integrating instruments. ये मीटर देखा है क्या आपके इधर? तो कहीं तो देखा है क्या?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Which meter it is?
Sir, ये energy meter है ना?
Can you tell which one? Which one you told?
Energy meter, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good, very good. This is the energy meter. Energy meter, what it is going to give? What it is going to measure actually?
Power and time. The product of power and time.
The product of power and time. So it is going to measure the power with respect to time. Yes, that is nothing but energy. How much energy you have consumed for a particular period of time. So the quantity with respect to time, it is going to measure here, no particular. For 1 hour, how much energy we have consumed. For 1 month, how much energy we have utilized or consumed for our houses. So every month वो करेक्ट बिल कलेक्शन वाला आ जाते हैं, बिल मीटर रीडिंग वाला, वो पहला रीडिंग और उनके पास रहते हैं और अभी का रीडिंग देते हैं, दोनों माइनस करके हाउ मेनी यूनिट्स यू हैव consumed and per unit how much rate is there, they are going to add that one and they will issue the electricity bill to you people. This instrument, the integrating instrument work is to count the total consumption for a particular specified period here. Total consumption for a particular specified period over there. And in the generation also we are going to use some electricity generation meters also. How much power we have generated. 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, like that. The generation we are going to measure over there. For a particular 1 hour kitna generation ho gaya, 2 hours how much we have generated, like that. एग्जाम्पल सोलर पैनल से, सोलर पैनल में हमने एक ग्रिड कनेक्टेड मीटर बिठाते हैं, दैट मीटर इट इज गोइंग टू डायरेक्टली, इफ the supply is less, then it will take from the solar and both the MSDC, it will collect. If excess generation is there, it is going to give to the MSDC for the excess usage, that one, like that. The instruments we are going to count here now. And the one more instrument is there, how much generated, how much utilized, that one is going to compare that one here now. How much the word is came, how much, that is the value for a particular period. 1 hour ko kitna consumption kiye, 1 hour ko how much we have generated, those type give, which will give the readings of that type of parameters, that those are called integrating instrument. We are going to call here integrating instrument here. Integrating instrument. One example I will give. Suppose in your family, your father is earning monthly, suppose 45,000 salary they are earning here. Monthly 45,000 salary they are earning. Okay. So per month 45,000 they are earning. The recording instruments means, okay, just I will tell that one. The indicating instruments means how much salary it means, it is going to indicate 45. Just 45,000 ko it is going to indicate. That is called indicating instruments. I will give, just giving the example here. Now I will write here 45,000 here. 45,000. Yeah, this one indicating here. Now indicating instruments will indicate that one. But this is per month salary. Okay. So for the January, how much salary credited? For the February, how much credited? March, how much credited? April up to December, how much salary is credited per month? Every month, the recording instrument will record that one here. We have to record that one. Recording karna hai usko. Per month basis, we are going to record here. Next one, the integrating instrument, total for year, how much the earning was there here. That is called total per year, how much earning was there here. That is called integrating instrument here. And based on this, you can calculate how much expenditure also. कितना हमने इसमें खर्चा किया है, वो भी integrating instruments we are going to call. Particular per month कितना खर्चे किए, per year कितना खर्चे किए, that is called integrating here. Consumption, utilization or generation, earning and consumption or expenditure, that will call as integrating type we are going to call. Just example दे रहा हूँ इसको, real life को क्यों example दे रहा हूँ, means just for your understanding here, no, but actually it will not happens like that. Oh, sir, energy meter से आप salary कैसे calculation करते हैं, ऐसा मत बोलो. Same thing it is doing here, no, energy meter per month, how much energy you have consumed. Based on that, they are going to add the amount, they are going to give the bill to you people here now. So this type of instrument gives the total amount of quantity to be measured over a specified period of time. It may be daily, it may be monthly, it may be yearly, quarterly, like that. It is going to give that one here. So these are the three types of instruments, that is called indicating instruments, recording instruments, and integrating instruments here. If you have any doubts related to this, you can ask now. All three, this concept is clear?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this, out of these three instruments, we are going to concentrate much on this indicating instruments only here. So the chapter name is analog only. The chapter name, what is the chapter name?
Analog instrument.
Analog instruments. This is analog or digital?
Analog.
Analog. Just a minute. Next, this one. Next slide. This one. Analog or digital? This is
Sir, digital is.
digital. This one. The value is in the digit or analog? It is
Analog.
Digital.
analog or digital. See, here confusion is there. See.
Sir, digital ही होगा ना?
Now some people are saying analog also. No? Analog में हो सकते ना? बोलो. Anyone? Is analog or digital?
Digital, sir.
सर एनालॉग है क्योंकि उसमें ना मूविंग कॉइल होता है अभी.
आई एम नॉट, ये इसका देख के हमने रीडिंग देख सकते क्या? उसका सामने बैठना पड़ता है, कितना रोटेशन हो गया है, कितना हो गया बोल के उसको एक रेड मार्क रहते, वो मार्क कितना बार पास हो गया बोल के रिकॉर्ड करना पड़ता है. That is not possible by using this one. We cannot say that one. Internally हर यूनिट को हमने इधर टोटल काउंट का how we are going getting here now in the form of digit only ना, 1 5 6 in the form of readings only. Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is called digital only. It is not analog. So that one only to clear your doubt only. I asked someone told me analog. I didn't say their name. So here, see here, इसके हिसाब से आप इसको डिजिटल मीटर भी कनेक्शन कर सकते हैं. Where the pointer is there, it can detect and it can display the value. But here the pointer system, it is going to indicate over there. So analog is there. Analog watch and digital watch, what is the difference over there? That is going to, in the form of digit, it is going to display, but the analog watches, they are going to point out that time over there. So these two are the integrating in the digital units. So the analog instrument is indicating instruments here now. So we are going to study further for the indicating instruments. We are going to study here now. Next point, that is called essential of indicating instrument. This is a very important concept here now. Indicating instruments के लिए क्या जरूरत है? What we have to, what is the requirement of indicating instrument here now? So the indicating instruments are those which indicate the value of the quantity that is being measured here. हमको कौन सा quantity measure करना है, तो quantity को the pointer will go to deflect and it is going to indicate that one. It is going to indicate particularly. So at the time at which it is measured here, now on that time it is going to indicate that one here. Such instruments consist essentially of pointer. ऐसा instruments pointer रहते और the calibrated scale is there. Actually free calibrated scale we are going to call that one. Calibrated means the total how much angle is there. Based on that one we have to split into 10 items, 10 or 5 like that. They are going to mark small lines and bigger lines. They have marked that one here. Time में कैसे रहते हैं इधर watches में? The watches in a circle, the upper side they will give that one 12, downside they are going to give 6, right side 3, and here 9 here now. In between this one 1 2 and 12 to 1 again small lines are there. Small marks they are going to give for minute wise, they are going to give over there. So like that, the calibrated scale and a pointer are essential for the indicating instruments here. No, such indicating instrument consist essentially of a pointer as well as and pointer over a calibrated scale, which is attached to the moving system here. No, this pointer and scale is attached to the moving system pivoted in bearings here. No, the bearings they are going to use over there. Why the bearings are required? Pointer move हो जाते क्या? Constant part it is. Pointer is a moving part or constant part? The pointer should, yes, should have to move.
Pointer
Na?
is the moving part.
The pointer should have to move. It should have to indicate the value over there. So for that reason, we are going to use pivoted in bearings, and it is connected over there. Here. The bearings are there inside that one. It is going to help to rotate that one here now to indicate the value here. So this moving system we are going to discuss here. The moving system is subjected to three torques are there. Three torques or forces are there over there. So वन प्लेस से एक जीरो से इधर जाने के लिए एक फोर्स चाहिए और वापस आने के लिए एक फोर्स चाहिए. इन बिटवीन वो डिफ्लेक्शन हो जाएगा उसके लिए एक और एक फोर्स चाहिए. दोस टाइप ऑफ. सो द मूविंग सिस्टम इज सब्जेक्टेड टू द following three torques or forces we are going to call them. Three forces are required here. The first force is deflecting force. The first force is deflecting force. I will tell you, I will take the diagram here now. Okay, here 0 is there. The pointer initially at 0 position. Pointer was initially at 0 position. Suppose हमको करंट मेजर करना है. करंट मेजर करना है अभी. ओके, जस्ट आप ही डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. ऐसा सोचो, एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, उसको वोल्ट एमीटर डिजाइन कर रहे हैं आप. ओके, सो करंट सप्लाई दिया ना इसको, इट शुड हैव टू मूव. यस, या ऐसा रोटेट होना चाहिए, किधर करंट है उधर जाना चाहिए. सो दिस पार्ट it will move from 0 value to the non-zero value. That is called deflection. We are going to call deflection only. We are going to call from initial condition for the constant position to the non-constant or 0 position to the non-zero value. It is going to move that one. It is going to deflect that one. So the to do the deflect, the some torque is required. That torque is called deflecting torque. We are going to call that. इनिशियली ऑपरेशन कंडीशन में था क्या, स्टॉप मोड में था? ये 0 पोजीशन इज स्टॉप मोड ओनली ना, इट इज इन द ऑफ मोड. Once it is deflected to non-zero value means it is going to operate that one. So for that reason, deflecting torque is also called as operating torque. We are going to call that one. The torque or force required to move a pointer from 0 value to the non-zero value, that is called deflecting torque or deflecting force. It is also called as operating torque or operating force. We are going to call that. Is it clear?
सर डिफ्लेटिंग टॉर्क को स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क कह सकते हैं
क्या बोलते हैं? स्टार्टिंग है
डिफ्लेटिंग टॉर्क ना स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क कह सकते हैं क्या?
स्टैटिक है.
स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क
स्टार्ट में ही होते हैं ना वो, उसके लिए वो मोटर का इधर अलग है. मोटर में अभी स्टार्टर यूज करते हैं, वो अलग है. जस्ट इसको इंस्ट्रूमेंट बोलते हैं. ऑपरेशन के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं ना हमने, ठीक है, वो भी बोल सकते हैं. बट टेक्निकली वी आर गोइंग टू ऑपरेट दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट मींस ऑपरेटिंग टॉर्क. वी आर गोइंग टू कॉल दिस वन. स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क भी बोल सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. डिफ्लेक्टिंग मींस स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क आल्सो. करेक्ट, नो प्रॉब्लम.
थैंक यू सर.
Next one, controlling torque we are going to call. Why the controlling torque is required? एक बार ये डिफ्लेक्ट हो गए इधर से 0 से non-zero value, it should have to come back to 0. 0 को वापस आना है क्या नहीं? After removing the supply, should have to come back to 0.
Yes sir.
So that torque we are going to call as controlling torque. We are going to call here. एक बार डिफ्लेक्ट हो गए, फिर इधर इंडिकेटेड किए, फिर वापस आना है इसको. सो वन बाय वन विल डिस्कस हियर नाउ. एक बार पहले डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क हो गए. ओके, नेक्स्ट कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क में क्या हो जाएगा? इधर नॉन जीरो वैल्यू में डिफ्लेक्टिंग पॉइंटर रहेगा. ये नॉन जीरो वैल्यू में पॉइंटर रहते हैं. ओके, इसको हमने 0 को लाना है. दिस इज कॉल्ड 0. वापस रिस्टोर करना है हमको, स्टॉप करना है इधर. सो दैट टॉर्क रिक्वायर्ड इज कॉल्ड एज कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क. वी आर गोइंग टू कॉल दैट. So this controlling torque is also called as restoring torque. Restoring means normal original position, it will bring back to the 0 here now. Bring back to the 0 position here now. So that is called controlling torque we are going to call. So deflect operation करने के लिए deflecting torque चाहिए और restore करने के लिए हमको controlling torque चाहिए. Individually, separately we have considered this one. Suppose at these two both at a time I will use that one. Both at a time I will use in a instrument here. Now दोनों ये साथ में ही operate हो जाएगा ना. Once the supply is given to the instrument, what will happen? Because of the deflecting torque, the pointer will start to move over here now. Pointer start move हो जाएगा deflecting torque की वजह से, and controlling torque की वजह से it is going to full back to the 0 here now. So in between that what will happen? Suppose हमको इधर measurement reading करना है, but because of the deflecting torque it will swing ahead of that one, and because of the controlling torque it will bring back to the original position here. Now in between this one either indicate करने के लिए to particular value to indicate, it will take so much time here now. Swings here now, it will take so much time here now. Like that it is going up down it is going, and after some time it is going to settle to the value here now. एक ट्री का ब्रांच रहते हैं, हाथ को ऐसा जस्ट खींच के छोड़ दो आप, इमीडिएटली ओरिजिनल पोजीशन को जाते क्या वो? यस, जाएगा क्या वो ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे इमीडिएटली? एक पेड़ को क्या करो, एक पत्ता निकलने के लिए ऐसा खींच के छोड़ दो, it will swings over there, na? Yes. So because of what it is, if your force it will pull that one. Because of the tree branch force it will take up that one. Up and down, what will happen? It will take so much time to settle here. Now to settle this one, to oscillates, whatever the oscillations we are going to call, to oscillation, this oscillation, to damp this one, some torque is required. That torque or force we are going to call as damping torque. We are going to call that. That torque is called damping torque. So these three torques or forces are essential for the moving system here now. Moving system of a indicating instrument. These are the essential parts here. So tomorrow in deep once again we'll discuss these three parts here now. Deflecting torque, controlling torque, and damping torque we are going to discuss in the next class. Up to here, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. If you have any doubts, you can ask. किसी को कुछ doubt है? I'm asking to you people only.
नहीं sir.
Okay. Just a minute, I will take the attendance. Ten, 6. Eight, 9, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17 absent, 18, 19 absent, 20, directly 23, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33, 35, 38. Okay. Roll number 5, roll number 11, 17, 19, 22, 25, 29, 31, 34, 36, 37. These are the absent, 27 also. Absent numbers. Okay, we'll stop here only and we'll continue in the next class. Tomorrow we'll discuss about these 3 deflecting, controlling torque and damping torque one by one. We'll discuss in the next class. And one more thing, tomorrow I may take the test also. Remember that one. I may take the test also, remember, and be ready for that. Chapter test I may conduct.